It's time to soothe, groove, and move those hidden innuendos. Hello, and welcome to the program. My dear Jenny, thank you for being with me today. Here is to not only a new year for us, but also to our Atlanta Braves winning the World Series this year.
Yeah.
And ultimately, here's to you finding love.
Cheers
to you, my
thank
dear.
you. Cheers to you. Cheers.
So just today, I was like on Bumble, and I'm just doing a little swiping. Nothing crazy, but like some of the stuff that I saw today, I was like, God, like it's got to fucking stop. Like I'm so sick and tired. So today I had a girl that her profile was, things that I want you to do is take care of me and feed me. If I see another woman post a feed me and please be tall.
But you know what I'm seeing a lot of these days is a lot of married couple like in our age range. Like, do you see that on your end?
I don't see it, luckily. I've seen maybe one or two, but I get this a lot from other guests. What the fuck's going on here? Why are we why is Bumble even allowing married couples on the dating app? But I know why, because it's a moneymaker for them.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of that. Like, hey, we're a happily married couple. We're looking for a friend or something like that. So
what do you think of that when you hear that? Like, I think like you guys are selfish. You guys are already married.
Right.
And you are like bragging, hey guys, we're married, but just so you know, if you guys want to join the party.
That we wanna invite someone else into our world. Not into. I mean,
what's up with that shit,
though? It is selfish. It is selfish.
It is selfish.
I was listening to a girl on TikTok, and she was talking about chronic singleness, that no one talks about it. So she has been single for 27 years, never been in love, never had a relationship. And she just met somebody, and she's like 4 months in, and she's like, you don't realize how lonely you were until you've met someone, you know, and like how like people don't understand. And she would always say she was a burden to her friends and family. And they'd be like, of course you're not a burden. We love you, you know. But she's like, I was, you know, like they're just trying to make me feel like better about it. But I just thought she brought up a really good point, like the chronic singleness.
Yeah, but she was chronic single for her own reasons, right? Like, well, was it like a bad breakup?
I think she was always open to a relationship, and how she got on my feed was that she had just met somebody for the very first time. She went on her very first date as a 40-year-old woman.
No, like, is she attractive at least? Like,
well, here's the interesting thing about her. So when I first saw, and this has been 4 months ago, when she first came across my feed and she said she was going on her first date, I was like, ooh, you know, like, not that she's ugly by any means, but like, I just saw her and she was talking about this, and she's got this glow about her. Like I've seen like the physical change of her falling in love over. So it's kind of been beautiful to like watch, and everybody's like rooting for her. She's got hundreds of thousands of people like rooting for her, but she really doesn't want to lose sight of the fact that she waited so long, or it took her so long to like find somebody. And, it's sad, you know, like I feel it's sad that she's only experiencing this for the first time.
I'm glad she was able to find love. That's always nice. I love happy ending stories.
Yeah. It's only 4 months. I'm like, you haven't, but he seems like a nice guy. She won't show us, like, I was like I'm her friend. But she's like, she won't show who he is. We know his name is Max, and she's going through like the first stages of, you know, for the first time, you know, like had her first kiss, and he met her family over the holidays. And it's like, and again, you've seen like this physical transformation and maturity almost, you know, like, so I don't know. I'm happy for her.
I'm happy for her too. At least his name is not Dwight or Dwayne or Jerome. Right. So we're gonna. So what do you think? Should we place a little bet here on the over/under? Because I know you said it's only 4 months. Do we give it a year? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm giving her a year. I'm a hopeless romantic. Yeah, I'm giving her a year. I think I think she's very cautious, and I'll have to like send you the link so you can see her. But
Yeah.
she's very cautious. She's very educated and well spoken. Is that's not the reason she didn't meet somebody, but you can tell maybe she was a little reclusive, like so she hasn't experienced, like she was perfectly. I mean, there's got to be something said for a woman who is perfectly okay with staying home with herself and being by herself. And I'm not exactly sure how she met him. Maybe she did meet him on Bumble. I think she met him. That's how she met him.
Why is that though? Because my TikTok account, like all these comments that I'm reading, is a lot of these women saying, well, you know what, I'm just happy being alone. That's why I'm going to stay single for 2025. It's like, are you saying that because you're trying to pull that like reverse psychology because you're hoping that fate's going to bring you someone, or are you really that bitter to where like you're just like fucking over it? Like I don't know if I believe that.
I don't either. I think it's a front. Like I think it's just like a front. Like, yeah, I'm gonna stay single. Who wants to be single? I don't. I hate peace. Well, I will say. I mean, I kind of with the girl, that lady. I don't even know her name. That's horrible. But
It is horrible.
I mean, I know her boyfriend's name, Max. But I kind of identify with her. Yes, I was married for 16 years. But prior to that, I dated, but I've never had a normal adult relationship, like and this past relationship that I was in, was long distance. So I don't know like what it is to have someone like close by, or, my marriage was, complicated, but it was not a normal marriage. He worked really long hours and I just did my own thing with our children. And so I've not really had a normal adult relationship. So I almost can identify with her. I wouldn't know what it would be like, oh, are you going to come over and we're going to cook dinner tonight? I don't know what that's like. Isn't that? I know that's weird.
And that's what you want though, right? And ultimately,
yeah.
You want a guy that cook dinner with.
Because I've had love, like I feel like my past relationship is the first time I ever loved someone and had it reciprocated in an appropriate way and the way that I deserve. Like I don't have time. Like like it's easier to go next because when it doesn't look like that or feel like that, it's easier for me to not hang on to something I know it's not gonna turn out that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but like it's instant though, right? Like why can you instantly like look at a guy's profile and say, nope, I'm not gonna do it? Like what is it?
That's probably a little.
You don't seem.
Superficial. I probably
you don't seem like a superficial woman at all.
Yeah, and I'm not, and I'm really not, and but I don't know. I guess
okay, I'm not gonna
I think
judge
it has
you.
something to do with logistics, like where I'm at. Like I know if your name's Dwight, like
Or Dwayne or Jerome.
right, you're not there. You're not the right guy for me.
But like obviously, like for me, going back to the TikTok comments, everyone's like, "You should meet organically. You're too good looking to be on Bumble."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I believe that, but thank you. But I actually tried that. So the other day, I went to Costco.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, I'm gonna play this game. I'm gonna see if I can find any woman that is looking at me that I think would be my type of girl. And I saw this one girl, and I can still see her till this day because, well, not till this day, but that was a couple days ago. She was beautiful. I saw her at Costco and she was by herself, no wedding ring. But then again, she was buying children's applesauce, Cheez-Its, and then like other different types of snacks that were for kids. Like, all right, I don't see her with any kids. I don't see any of the guy. I don't see a ring finger. But then like I looked at her and she kind of had like the sour look on her face. And I'm like, fuck. So now I'm like going back. I'm like, well, hold on. Let me reanalyze this because there could be a lot of factors. She could be married. She just didn't have her ring finger on. She could have kids.
Right.
The RBF, which actually I do love. I know it sounds crazy, but I like the girls with the RBF because these are the types of women that I want to take home. Because I do feel like there's a lot of love that they absorb and they reserve. Right. And once they do find that guy, it's like a geyser. It just goes crazy. So I do like the women with the RBF, but this girl had like major RBF, and I was like, God, how do I talk to her?
I think that as long as you're like the right type of guy, I think any girl would be
the right type of guy.
Like if you're not a creep, like I mean, I've had creeps come up and say stuff like that. Well, I get stuff about my hair all the time, which is so funny because it's the vein of my existence. Like I hate my hair. but men compliment it all the time and ask if they can touch it. Like, and if you're a
That's a
right,
little creepy.
yeah, and
That's
I'm
a little
like,
creepy.
yeah, you can touch it. But then I get about my smile all the time. People will compliment. Men will come up and say, I don't know if you're married or you're with somebody, but you have a gorgeous smile. And then it gives me a chance to be like, oh, I'm single. like I So you have to like shoot your shot.
You have to. I know. It's
So
kind
you
of.
didn't. You let her walk out of the
I let her
store.
walk out. It's okay.
Oh,
It's all right
that's
though.
you remember I don't know if y'all had this in California, Creative Loafing. Did y'all have Creative Loafing magazine?
No, what's that?
It's like it was a magazine in the 80s and 90s, but they had a section called Misconnections, and it would say like I saw you at Costco, blonde hair, yoga pants. you
No
got
kidding.
Yeah, and
You
then
should bring that back.
right, I'm sure there's something like that online, right? Like I saw you. Well, they do it on TikTok all the time.
So when I was in Prague, I remember this. Like a buddy of mine, we were walking down the streets of Prague, and we saw this apartment complex, and this huge wall, like this foundation wall, just had spray paint with a guy that said, "To the girl that I saw earlier today at the store," he wrote his number in spray paint.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
it.
I was like,
I
dude,
wonder if they ever found each other.
I hope so. See, that's the kind of thing like I want. I want like a guy or a girl to say, whoever this person was that I saw at Home Depot, picking out paint samples. Like I wanted you to know that I really wanted to talk to you, but I just didn't want to bother you. But like, how can we get that message sent like across the board, right?
I don't know, but I think the deeper thing is like, why wouldn't you say something in the moment?
It's
Like, why?
it's
What keeps
hard.
us from saying something in the moment?
It's so intimidating, especially for men. And I know some men are like, "Oh, well, you just gotta shoot your shot." Yeah, I know, you gotta shoot your shot. We all need to shoot our shot, right? But again, it's the fact of rejection, right? Because you don't want to go in there and know that like you're trying. You go up to her and say, "Hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but I think you're really cute." And the girl's like, "Fucking right." You can catch her on a bad day. She probably doesn't want to talk to any guy. She may be married, may have a boyfriend. There's so many factors that men are thinking about. So they're like, well, why even bother?
But what's the worst that could happen? Like I've said, I mean, I've been in a relationship where someone has come up to me and said, oh, you got a great smile. And if I wasn't, I would, I'd be like, if I wasn't in a relationship, I would continue the conversation. But I'm like, oh yeah, I'm with somebody. So like, I'm still appreciative of the comment, even if it's not a connection, like
Yeah.
I don't think, I don't know. Maybe I think I don't know what woman wouldn't be flattered that somebody took a leap of faith and like said something. Maybe we should all practice that and say something. But then if I flip it, I don't think I would feel just like you. I don't think I could go up to a man and be like, oh, you're really handsome. I really like that polo you're wearing.
See, that's the thing. Like, why can't women do that though?
I don't know.
If you happen
I'm
to see a
trying to
good
think
looking
if
guy,
I've ever made the first move. Like, I think I've written my number down before. Like, I think I've had a cute waiter and written my number down, before, but I never heard from him.
we've done that. Oh yeah.
And I was like, done that. I'm not doing that again.
I actually did that one time. I was in the library. I was studying for my securities license, and I would see this girl like multiple days walking in the library by herself. I was like, God, like she was so hot. I was like, I got to send a message to her. So I did that. I wrote on one of my flashcards when she was sitting down and she was going to the bathroom. I was like, now's the time. So I did that. I went and put my name and number on the index card, and she sent me a text message, and she's like, who is this? And like, so I went up to her and talked to her and introduced myself. And then, so here's the crazy story. We got together, we went out for coffee after we studied.
Oh.
And then we started to, talk, and then we're like, well, I'll see you tomorrow, because she was studying for some test and I was studying for my securities test as well. So we kind of made that a habit of seeing each other every day. And then after a week, she was like, we're having lunch together. I took her to In-N-Out for the first times because she never had In-N-Out. So she was I'm trying to remember where she was from, but she was a Turkish model. Now there's more I'm going to say here. So she was a Turkish model, and she never had In-N-Out before. And we went out and we had In-N-Out, and we were pretty much attached to the hip. We were studying together, drinking coffee together, walking around together. We were holding hands. We were kissing. Like we were almost like practically dating. Like I felt like I was back in high school.
Right.
So we eventually slept together. And when I dropped her back off at the library, because so let me rewind here. So we're at the library. She's like, let's get out of here. So we went back in my car, drove to my house, had sex, came back to the library. And then after that, it was just kind of weird. Something happened. I don't know what it was. And she was getting like really standoffish, like really nervous, wasn't touching my hand. We weren't walking around, joining each other after studying. And the next day I got this text message and it said Shervin ! And I was like, who's that? And I didn't respond because I was like, who's that? Like, who the fuck is going to send me that message? So she sends me a message probably like 20 minutes later. And she says, I'm so sorry. I had to tell my husband about you. I was like, wait, come again? The fact that you spent a week and a half with me, we were practically like going out nights, having coffee together, and then we slept together. And then now you tell me that like your husband is like looking to find me. So the guy, that was actually him, by the way, who sent me that text message. So it was fucking crazy. Like I had this guy like coming after me. He was like looking for me. So I literally could not go back to that library.
Oh God! Not only did you lose a Turkish model, you lost your studies.
I lost the Turkish model.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She lost me.
How long ago was this?
This was about, what are we? About 6 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
That's the worst. Girls be players too.
Girls be players too. But can you imagine that though? If I responded back, or if I told him like where I lived, or she told him where I lived, I would have been a fucking dead man. Right. That's the thing too. Just so everyone knows, I'm not that kind of guy to ever ruin or disrupt a marriage or relationship. But I had no idea. Like she didn't even have a ring finger. She didn't tell me about him at all.
Yeah, that's crazy. I will tell you that a couple of weeks ago, I have a dating faux pas. That's sort of, I don't think it's cheating. I don't know. You tell me. How about that? You tell me how bad this is. On a scale from 1 to 10, how bad is this? Okay.
Lay it on me.
So I just started recently dating again, like probably like 3 months. So I hit up my old roster.
Yeah.
And I have a guy on there and we've known each other for about 5 years. And he's just he's fun. Like I'll go to his house and he'll make a fire and we'll have wine or we'll watch golf or, he's just a fun guy. We have zero potential of ever having a relationship, but does he fill a void on like a lonely Saturday afternoon, evening? Yeah. And
okay, well, hold on real quick though. Why not though? Why do you not want to have a relationship with him if you guys are hanging out again and doing a lot of fun things together?
Yeah, like, and he's had a girlfriend and like cut it off. I mean, we're honest with each other. Hey, I met somebody, or hey, I'm going on a date. Like, it's just I don't know. It's kind of evolved. I think we have a really funny first date, but that's not the story. But we've just been, I don't know. I don't think he's emotionally available. Like. He's in a pen. I mean, he's a great guy. He's good looking, plays golf, has a great job, never married, no kids, but super good looking. And I don't know. I don't think he's emotional. I don't think he, I know he knows I want a relationship, not with him, but he knows that that's my end game. And he's not, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like me. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but
you're okay with that though, because it seems like you are.
Well, because I don't have any feelings. Like there's no feelings there, but I enjoy his company in a pinch. Okay, wait, this is good. So I hadn't seen him since I broke up with my ex, and so he's been asking, hey, come hang out. And I wanted to avoid like hanging out. We met during COVID, so I feel like women got into making it acceptable to go hang out at someone's house because during COVID, you couldn't really go anywhere, right? And I kind of want to I want to date with intention this time, and I'm not going to, we're in our 40s. I'm not going to hang out with you, right? But I said, if you want to meet me at this little restaurant, and he's like, yeah, let's do that. Well, in between, like, this was at 3:00 in the afternoon. a guy that I'm really, really interested in called and said that, hey, do you want to meet for happy hour? And this guy I have chemistry with, like, I think he's out of my league, but I really like, we've been friends for years too, but he's never asked to like just hang out with me by myself or whatever. And so I really wanted to do this. And so I said so I met the one guy, let's call him Chris. And I met Chris at this restaurant. We had a couple of martinis, and then he's like, oh, I just built this thing on my house. Do you want to come back and see it? And I'm like, sure, So I go back to his house, and then the other guy, let's call him
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful.
Wait, why did you say he was out of your league, by the way?
Oh, this guy is so out of my league. Like,
why do you say that, by the way? Why do you put yourself
I don't know. He's out. On. He's a big time lawyer in our town, and like,
who gives a shit about that?
He's in I think he's in a relationship. I didn't find. You got to hear the end of the story, and then I'll tell you. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, and then I'll tell you why. So, but we've been friends, and we've flirted back and forth, and like, we just have amazing chemistry. He's super emotionally intelligent. And like, he's not even that great looking, but because he's so intelligent and so like, I don't know, like I just have chemistry with him.
Yeah,
he's always compliment, I've told him dating stories, and he's always, giving me good advice. And anyway, so I'm at the other guy's house, and I'm like, and I get the text like, hey, I'm here. Why don't you meet me? Which is ironically less than a mile from this other guy's house. And so I was like, I gotta go. And he was kind of like surprised that I wanted to leave so soon.
Who, Chris or the other guy?
Yeah, Chris. Like, 'cause I left his house. I was like, okay, I gotta go. And so like I like put some lipstick on, lip gloss, and I go to this other restaurant to meet Mr. Wonderful. And I mean, the moment I sit down, he was sitting with another one of our friends, but he eventually left. I mean, it's just chemistry. I was drinking champagne. He was drinking. We were laughing. We were catching up. Our girls are the same age, and, just starting college. And we just have, I don't know, just chemistry, like going back and forth. I mean, just laughing. A lady came up and asked to touch my hair, and I'm like, what? I don't get it.
With you in the hair.
Yeah. And they I think I got there at like 6 and left at midnight. Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, the next morning I knew that Chris was playing in a golf tournament, and I felt so bad for leaving abruptly. And so I wanted to text him and apologize. And I almost said, I just wasn't feeling well. And thank God I didn't say that. So I texted him, hey, good morning. I'm sorry I had to rush off last night. And he wrote back, that's fine. It was kind of awkward. And I was like, awkward? ? And he said, well, I saw you on your date. I was sitting right next to you.
Oh my gosh.
The whole time. I'm like, why didn't you say anything? I was so like into Mr. Wonderful, like nobody else was in the room, right?
Oh
nobody else was in the room. And I didn't know. And I'm not that kind of girl.
You didn't know?
No, I had no idea that he was even there. I saw one of our mutual friends and I said hi to him, but my heart, I felt so bad that he would think that I was in a situation where I would have drinks with him and then not even acknowledge him. Like, I felt horrible. I mean, I was like, listen, I feel horrible. I had no idea you were there. So that makes me look bad, right? Like
a little bit. Yeah. That is a slap in the face for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone
he doesn't
wants
have
to
any interest in me. Like, like he doesn't have, Chris doesn't, and like.
Yeah, but if you guys are still hanging out and talking, there's got to be some type of interest. Why would anyone waste their time with someone else if they're not interested with that person? Unless it's
I don't
just
know.
sex.
No, it's not sex.
Is it friendship?
No, because that's why I'm not even interested in him, because he's not very emotional, intelligent. I don't know. He's just, and if I ask him advice on something, he's like, I'm not your therapist. He's just not very emotional, intelligent.
Okay, so I'm kind of curious then, like, why do you even have him around, or what's the point of you guys even being friends if there's no sex, there's no friendship? He's bringing you down all the time.
I don't even think he like brings me down. I like,
Well, he's not bringing you up.
yeah, definitely doesn't. I don't know. And I have been, because I think prior to having this past relationship, I might have been more maybe needy or looking so hard for it, like love. And then that I would entertain that. And so I've only seen him once, like in a year, that one time. But we text a lot. He'll say, "What are you doing?" He's asked a lot, but I've been reserved and like going out with him.
Right. But
So
do you think he wants to have sexual encounters with you?
I think so. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
He's
I
a guy.
think that. Yeah, totally. And I know it's not going anywhere. So like I'm not one to like.
Have you told him that?
Yeah, we've gotten in little tiffs before, and we're like, "That's it. I'm never talking to you again." Or he'll say it, or I'll say it, and then you'll be lonely on a Saturday night, and he'll text. I don't know. Is that a situationship?
Well, it's not if you guys aren't having sex. And
Yeah,
I hate saying that situationship. I think it's such a stupid thing. Just say you're friends with
yeah,
benefits.
yeah.
Fuck
Friends with
buddies, whatever.
benefits. Yeah. I think that he would probably want that, but I'm not like, because my purpose, if you waste time and friends with benefits, like you're taking away from time you could be meeting somebody, right?
Yeah, but you're getting something fulfilled. And you're getting what you need.
Yeah.
He's getting his for sure. So like, what else is there to do? But if you guys aren't getting any of that, and you guys aren't even friends, like what's the whole point of this? Do we need to find like a friend group in Louisiana? Is that, like, what's going on?
There's no single girls like my age. Like it's so hard. Or I don't know. It's just it's
I
a
don't
different way
believe
of
that.
life here. I feel
Really?
like, like there's not a lot of like, like single. I think we're just a bunch of, if there are single people, we're just a bunch of single people walking around, not, like not realizing that we're all in the same boat. Maybe. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
There's got to be something though. There's got to be and I'm not saying like a group, but I don't know about like singles group. I think it's kind of a really sad, pathetic group. Like,
Right.
like, hey guys, join the singles club. It's like, why the fuck do I want to join the singles club?
Right.
Like, I mean, would you though? Like, would you? And again, I'm not trying to put that down, but I would not ever want to join a singles club because again, it's just a weird situation to be part of
like
a group of losers.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I think I would if it's a chance to like, I mean, I don't want to cross out any opportunities to like meet single people because I'm not,
Sure.
Bumble is not cutting it. And so how else are, people are like, go to church. Yeah, like where
let's
do
talk
you meet?
about this, right? Like when they say let's meet someone at church. How are you going to meet someone at church when for that hour we're devoted to concentrating on God, right? So how are we going to go up to hey how are you? Like I know we're going to take our sermon here and all that stuff, but like real quick, do you want to get together?
Right.
Yeah, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Hey, do you want to hang out?
Yeah,
later? Like,
I don't.
how can you go and talk to a person because the moment they come to church, they go inside. They pray, they do their 1 hour service, and then they want to get immediately right out and go hit the car in the parking lot and head home. Like, so how can you have that window of opportunity to talk to someone at church? Like, tell me, like how?
Well, I guess maybe they're thinking that churches have single groups too. And like, I don't know, somebody's grandma will see you and be like, "Oh, I saw that girl sitting in the second pew." I haven't tried it, obviously.
It's the new year, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally smile at every woman I see. I don't care if they're with a guy or with the
Well, I'd
grandma.
be careful if they're with a guy.
What's that?
I said I'd be careful if they were with a guy.
Well, if she smiles at me, then that's her problem.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But that's his problem, not mine.
It's true. They might be like the people on Bumble that want to introduce somebody with them.
Well, what do you say we bring the dating app to you? Let's bring the profile to you. What do you say?
Okay.
You ready? All right.
Yeah.
Let's
do it.
Let's get down to business here. All right, here we go. All right, you amazing men of Louisiana. Jenny is she's actually originally from Georgia, but she's lived in Louisiana for 3 years. So tie her up now because she's got a shelf life here in Louisiana. But she is beautiful, teacher, mother, single mom. Look at that hair. And don't ask to touch the hair because she's not going to let you. But she's a beautiful Georgia peach. Here's what she's looking for, you men out there. Got to cook with, right? No Jeromes, no Dwights, no Dwaynes. So if your name is any of those three, sorry, you're out. But she is looking to marry. So if you guys are looking to marry, this is your woman right here. Looking for a guy 43 to 55. Kids are okay if you have them. If you're 5'8" and taller, amazing. If you got a dad bod, I mean, she just said if you have a dad bod, that's okay.
It sounds so bad when you say
It sounds horrible, but again, you'll do just fine for her. But again, when it comes to seriousness, if you look like James Franco, even better. So we're looking for a dad bod with the James Franco face, who's 5'8".
James Franco intelligence.
James Franco intelligence, but if you look like him too, then it's a bonus. But she does want a guy with integrity, right? So trust is also another factor. So you got to earn her trust. You got to provide integrity. Snuggle with her, because that's exactly what she's looking for as well. She wants someone to snuggle with. And be generous with time. Right? Generous with time. That's a good one. Yeah. So if you guys like what you see, which I'm sure you do, you got to come through me first. Send me a DM at Real Hidden Innuendos on Instagram or at Hidden Innuendos Podcast on TikTok. Got to go through me first if you want to get through this beautiful girl. Because I'm telling you, man, girls like this do not last long. So come after me. Come talk to me, and I'll gladly vet you, and we'll go through that. So, what do you think? Good?
Good, yeah.
Let's sum this up here, because again, you went through a divorce. You want to go back to Georgia, so you want to live a new life, and you want to live a new life with this man. But going back to the times, if there happens to be a song that helps you soothe or groove and move on your good or bad days, tell us what's the name of that song.
The one I listen to on repeat. Is it it has to do with love?
Whatever gets you motivated, whatever helps you on your bad days.
It's called Song for Zula by oh my gosh. I don't know if I say their name. Phosphorescent, I think.
Phosphorescent.
Song for Zula. It's so good. There's a line in it that says, "I've seen love," and it held its face up to mine, and basically it's just saying it's a song. I can't remember the whole verse, but it says that I've seen it. I know what it is. It broke me, but I have a heart of gold, and my feet are light. My heart is gold. My feet are light. I'm moving. I can move on. I'm not gonna stay awake at night. One of the lines is, "You're not gonna find me laying awake at night, waiting for you." And I'm moving on. I don't know. I listen to it daily. I love that song. Have you ever heard it?
I haven't, but I'm gonna listen to it.
You have to listen to it. It's such a good song.
I love it. I love new music. I love that. Song for Zula.
Phosphorescent.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're kind of like Sex for Cigarettes. They're in that.
Oh, yeah. Genre. Cigarettes after sex.
Cigarettes after sex. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so they're kind of in the same genre. But I and I don't even know what that genre would be. What would that be? I don't know.
Fuck music.
Yeah. Well, this was fun.
Thank you, my dear, for doing this.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, girl.